Imagine a world where your paper money is directly backed by something real, something you can hold, something that has held its value for 5,000 years. That world might be closer than you think. A powerful alliance of nations is secretly building a gold-backed currency to dethrone the US dollar. And at the same time, a leading candidate for the US presidency is openly talking about bringing back the gold standard. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This is a financial revolution happening in plain sight. And what you do next will determine whether you protect your wealth or watch it evaporate. Welcome to FinInsights. Let's decode the money. The first shockwave hit in 2024 when former President Donald Trump made a statement that sent economists into a frenzy. He said, and I quote, "We used to have a very solid country because it was based on a gold standard." This wasn't just a nostalgic comment. His key advisors have been publicly drafting plans for a new Bretton Woods system, a direct call to rebuild the global monetary system, potentially anchored by gold. Why does this matter? Because for over 50 years, the world has run on a fiat system. Your money is just paper, its value based on government promise and debt. The moment Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard in 1971, the printing presses started running hot. But Trump's idea is only one side of the earthquake. The other side is happening with our geopolitical rivals. The BRICS alliance, that's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, plus new members like Saudi Arabia and the UAE, is no longer just an economic club. It's becoming a financial weapon. For years, they've talked about a common currency, but now they're getting serious. The blueprint? A new trading currency backed by a basket of commodities, and most importantly, gold. Russia and China have been stockpiling gold at a record pace. They're now the world's largest buyers. Why? Because gold is the ultimate form of financial sovereignty. It can't be hacked, it can't be frozen by sanctions, and its value doesn't depend on any single government's promise. So let's connect the dots. On one hand, you have a potential US president wanting to re-anchor the dollar to gold to restore its strength and discipline. On the other hand, you have a coalition of nations creating a gold-backed rival to escape the dollar's dominance. This is a financial Cold War, and you are in the middle of it. The implications are staggering. If BRICS launches a credible gold-backed currency, it would give every other country an alternative to the US dollar for international trade. Why would Saudi Arabia sell oil for dollars that can be printed infinitely, when they could sell it for a currency backed by real, solid gold? Demand for the dollar would plummet. The US government's ability to finance its massive debt would crumble. We would see inflation like never before. But if the US moves first, and under a new administration seriously explores a modern gold standard, it could shock the world and re-establish dollar dominance for another century. It would be a direct counterpunch to the BRICS plan. So what does this mean for you? For your savings? For your future? This isn't just theory. This is about protecting what you've earned. When central banks and governments are buying gold at record levels, it's a signal you cannot ignore. They are preparing for a new monetary system. Gold is no longer just a safe haven asset for doomers. It is becoming a strategic, geopolitical asset. The great monetary reset is not coming. It has already begun. The moves made in boardrooms in Beijing, Moscow, and Washington over the next few years will dictate the value of the money in your bank account. The question is, will you be a passive observer, or will you understand the shifts and position yourself accordingly? The 20th century was the story of the US dollar. The 21st century will be the story of what comes next. Don't just watch history happen to you. If you want to stay ahead of the biggest financial shifts of our time, you need to understand the rules of the new game. This channel is your guide. If this video brought you clarity, do one thing for yourself. Hit that like button and subscribe to FinInsights. It tells the YouTube algorithm that this is important content, and it helps us build a community of people who are ready for what's next. The next video we're working on will break down the 3 assets you must own to protect yourself from the coming dollar crisis. You don't want to miss it. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp.